So when we look at the rule أخف الضررين or أهون الشرين, the reality which it applies upon, brothers, is connected to compulsion. Either someone finds himself in a situation where he's compelled to do something, it's a necessity for him to do something, otherwise he'll land into a harm, something which is going to harm him, or he is going to be forced into that particular situation. So let me give you some examples to make it clear. The first example from the situation occurring is, for example, he finds himself with nothing to eat and he is about to starve. He's on the edge of destruction, and the only thing which there is available to eat is some pork. Yeah, he happens to be in the middle of the English countryside where there's some pigs around, and that's the only thing which he can find himself, is some pork. So in this situation, the lesser of the two evils is for him to kill the pig and to eat it, even though the pig we know is haram in origin. So that's where he finds himself in the situation where he's compelled to do something, or he's the condition which he's in, he's about to die, makes him do something. Or for example, the poor guy is eating this food and it sticks inside his throat and he's about to choke, and he was walking down the road when he's doing it. And so he looks around, there's nothing to drink except there's alcohol to drink. He's going to die unless he takes some of the alcohol in order to clear what's blocking his throat and stopping him from breathing. So he grabs it and he drinks some of the alcohol and it goes down. So this is something that the situation forced him into that. What is it when he's compelled to do it? When he's compelled to do it is when someone has a gun or a knife on his neck and says to him, either you eat this pig or I'm going to shoot you. Either you eat this pig or I'm going to kill you. Either you drink this alcohol or I'm going to kill you. So he doesn't actually need to drink the alcohol. He doesn't need to eat the pig. But if he doesn't, he's being threatened with his life. Or for example, someone threatens you with your life and tortures you over the kalima of haqq. Someone threatens you over La ilaha illallah Muhammad Rasulullah and tortures you to the edge of your life for the sake of La ilaha illallah, then it is permitted in that situation of compulsion to say the kalimat of kufr. It's permitted to say the word of kufr under duress. Now these examples which I'm giving you are actually the examples which are derived from the Quran and from the Sunnah. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He tells us inside the Quran, إِنَّمَا حَرَّمَ عَلَيْكُمُ الْمَيْتَةَ وَالدَّمَ وَاللَّحْمِ الْخِنْزِيرِ وَمَا أُحِلَّ بِهِ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ فَمَنِ اضْطُرَّ غَيْرَ بَاغٍ وَلَا عَادٍ فَلَا إِثْمَ عَلَيْهِ إِنَّ اللَّهَ غَفُورٌ رَحِيمٌ. So the only things which are prohibited for you is the dead meat, is the blood, is the meat of the pig, is that which has been slaughtered without Allah's name being mentioned upon it, or actually specifically here, that which is slaughtered for someone other, or for something, a god or anything other than Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Except for who? Except for the one who is forced to do it and he didn't do it out of enmity or out of his own will to do it. Then there's no sin on him if he does it. So there's no sin on the one who did it out of compulsion, who was muttar, who was forced into doing it. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala revealed an ayah after Ammar bin Yasir was tortured by the Quraysh in order to make him return back to their deen of kufr, because he was upon La ilaha illallah, and they tortured his family, and we know that his mother and his father were the first two martyrs in Islam. But he, in his weakness, what I mean by weakness, underneath the torture and the threat to his life, he said, I believe in this idol. I believe in Hubal. And so he went to Rasulullah alayhi salatu wasalam afterwards to tell him this. And admit to him that he said this, but he told him that I didn't have anything inside my heart. And so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the ayah is revealed, whoever disbelieves in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, man kafara billah ba'd imanihi, whoever disbelieves in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala after iman, except for the one who was forced. وَقَلْبُهُ مُطْمَئِنٌ بِالْإِيمَانِ, and his heart is satisfied with iman. So the one who was forced, he doesn't have any sin upon him. So there you have the two applications from the dalil themselves, and that's how this rule, أخف الضررين وأهون الشرين, was derived. So let us look very briefly at some principles for this rule. The first aspect, brothers, it involves something which is in origin is haram, and then it becomes halal for a while. Yani in origin pig is haram, but when you're about to starve, you can eat it. In origin alcohol is haram, but if you need it in order to live, then it becomes halal for you for that time period. To say kufr is haram, but if you're being compulsed into it, do you see the point, brothers? The first aspect is, it is in origin haram. This is what it means, akhafu dararain, the lighter of the two evils, the lighter of the two harms. Ahwanu sharrain, the lesser of the two evils. The second aspect which we notice from the adillah and from the principles is that it's linked to life and death. Yani you're going to die if you don't eat this pig. You're going to die if you don't drink the alcohol. You're going to die if you don't say that word of kufr. So it's linked to life and death. And perhaps some people said imprisonment. Let's be more encompassing, and we'll even include imprisonment there. Yani some severe hardship. The third aspect, and this is another branch of the rule, which says الضرورة تقدر بقدرها. The darura is measured according to what it is. Yani what is made permitted is what you require. You can only eat what is required for life. You can only drink what is required for life. You can only say that which is required for you to life. So for example, the man who was the poor guy in the middle of the English countryside who found the pig and he was about to starve, and so he ate the pig. Once he has enough strength to carry on, he can't sit there and say, you know what, it tastes nice, so I'm going to continue with eating the pig. No. In the same way, the person who takes the alcohol and washes the food down his throat cannot suddenly say, let me drink some more of this alcohol. No, he's done what was required. In origin, that was a haram thing. He did what was required to survive. In the same way, the kalimat of kufr, brothers. If someone, for example, is being tortured and they're saying, deny that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is the messenger, and then he says, okay, I deny, a'udhu billah, but he said it underneath the compulsion, and so they stopped torturing him and stopped threatening to kill him. He can't then say after that, and I also deny that Musa is no longer the messenger of God, and I deny Isa, astaghfirullah al-azim, just in order to make sure he's safe. Make sure that they really believe what he's... No. So this is the third principle, that the darura تقدر بقدرها, and it is appreciated according to its limits.